Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. This is the last day of our webinar series, and we're going to show you how to build gorgeous apps with advanced Crosslight UI and services. This last 40-minute session will be conducted by Nicholas as our cross-platform tools lead and Andri as our Chief Technology Officer. Before we begin the webinar, just a couple of housekeeping details for you. For those of you who missed the day 1 and day 2, you can download the full recorded webinar and presentation slides in our blog, which you can access at intersoftpt.wordpress.com. And today's webinar will be made available as well. During the webinar, all your microphones technically will be muted. You can ask any question that you may have, and you can simply type your question in the box provided on your right-hand side. We will answer those questions in the Q&A session at the end. So today's agenda is going to discuss about enterprise reporting services, unified push notification services, and social network services. All of these topics will have demo session respectively. Now let's welcome Nicholas to start the topics.
Thanks, Martin. So let's start with the Enterprise Reporting Service. We're very happy to announce that our latest flagship toolset Silverlight and WPF development, Client UI 10, has now full support for enterprise reporting. The enterprise reporting component has a lot of exciting features. I will discuss each feature one by one. Client UI reporting allows you to render report documents just by using XAML definition, similar to Silverlight or WPF. Using XAML, developers can easily adjust their report layouts with great flexibility. You can specify the report header and footer band, the data band, hierarchical band, tables, barcodes, text blocks, images, and much more, all with custom layout definitions. The Client UI reporting suite allows you to author various report types. Let me show you some examples of the reports that can be generated. This is an example of a report displaying multiple reports in one document with listing features. You can also display data in hierarchical tree-style structure. Or reports with complex table layouts. Create invoices with powerful scripting support for calculation. Master detail view with conditional formatting. You can see the items highlighted in red. You can also specify complex layouts. Grouping of products with custom range. Side-by-side reports. You can view the sales reports from all branches. What's great about the reporting service is that the data source is completely agnostic. You can provide data and generate the report from any data provider, such as domain service, web service, WCF service, etc. As seen earlier, the Enterprise Reporting Suite also supports complex data calculation and operations. You can perform operations such as filtering, sorting, and grouping. The Report Designer supports rich report components to help you customize the layout with enterprise-ready components such as tables, barcodes, databand, text blocks, image, subreports, and much more. The Report Designer allows you to see how it looks on your document with drag and drop support. You can also preview the reports immediately. It is rendered in pixel-perfect fashion, offering a truly what you see is what you get experience. The reports also support pre-built conditional formatting, such as format condition, data bar condition, color scale condition, and icon set condition. The formatting condition helps you to obtain meaningful data from your report quickly. The report comes with advanced globalization support, allowing you to change the language of the report from one to another easily. One of the most powerful features of the reporting component is the script editor. The script editor allows you to design reports with utmost flexibility and supports for C-style scripting. You can use and access many of the .NET Framework classes through the C# scripting. Since all the reports are rendered in the server, this allows for the report to be identical and viewed in other platforms as well. In just a moment, I'll show you how to view the report on Crosslight mobile apps. This figure shows the architecture of the Enterprise Reporting Service. At the heart of the reporting services are the reporting engine and the data provider. The reporting engine consists of many components, such as XAML serializer, visual renderer, scripting engine, data binding engine, and so on. The data provider provides the data to the report engine. You can specify any data provider to be used with the report engine. Then the engine will use the report document to generate the report. The report document contains data definitions, parameters, page components, report pages, styles, and globalization infos. This document can be directly viewed using the report viewer or edited using the report designer. The exporting service allows the report document to be exported to popular formats such as PDF, HTML, Excel files, etc. To learn more about Client UI reporting, you can visit our page at clientui.com/reporting. Now, I'm going to view the invoice report in Crosslight applications. I have previously configured a report server, and I'll try to view the generated report using Crosslight reporting service. You can see that I have an invoice ready at the server. Here is my report at the server. Let's try to run the clients that connects to the server and retrieve this report to view in the device. I'll start from Windows 8. I'll click the Launch Report viewer. You can see that I can view the invoice on my Windows 8 applications. Let's try to view the report on Windows Phone. You can see the same report in Windows Phone as well. Let's try it on Android. It is also viewable in Android as well. Lastly, let's try it on the iOS simulator. You will get the same result as well. As you can see, you can easily view the report on Crosslight applications with pixel-perfect rendering on all devices. Crosslight 2 ships with powerful push notification services that allows you to send push notifications to Crosslight apps easily. Crosslight 2 automates most of the manual tasks required to enable push notification on mobile apps, such as automatic registration to Platform Store service, automatic device token retrieval and saving the token to the Web API database, and smart message queuing when sending push notification to devices. We have implemented scalable engine to send push notification from the server side. When the web server sends the notification, it creates the channels needed to send the push notification. Let me explain the process when the client devices register for push notification. When the application starts, it requests a device token to the Platform Store service. This means App Store on the iOS, Play Store on the Android, and Microsoft Store on the Windows Phone. The Platform Store service will then send back a token to the device. The application will then send the device token to the Web API server. The Web API server will then save the device token to the database for easy maintenance. When the server sends the notification, it first checks the database for registered and valid device tokens. It then queues notifications to designated device tokens via Platform Store service. It will create as much channels as needed to accommodate the sending of push notifications to the store service. The Platform Store service will then forward the notifications to respective devices. In this demo, I will try to send push notifications to the devices running the Crosslight app. To enable push notifications, I need to run the app on a real device, since the device has a store app that connects to the Platform Store service. The emulator cannot be used to simulate push notifications. I have created and installed the business app from the Crosslight project template and installed them on my devices. Then I run the project readme page. It seems I have it open already. We have provided a page for you to test out sending push notifications to all of your devices. Let's try sending a push notification and see what happens. My Crosslight notification. Crosslight is awesome. As you can see, the notification goes to the Windows Phone notification bar. Let's see what happens on my other devices. I get the same notification on my Android device as well. Let's check out my iPhone device. It turns out I get the same notification as well. We have covered a video tutorial that shows how to enable push notifications on mobile devices. Check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/IntersoftPT for video tutorials. Here's the video that I was talking about earlier. Not only push notification services, Crosslight 2 also introduces advanced social network services capabilities. What's special about the social network service is that the social network services are UI agnostic. This means you can perform Facebook authentication completely without any user interface. Not only that, you can also share content, getting user profile information, and getting the friends list from popular social networks. In just a moment, I'll show you how to use Facebook authentication in Crosslight Business app. Since I'm going to show the demo of the Facebook authentication, I'll explain how user authentication works in Crosslight applications, which is also provided inside the Enterprise App Framework. When the app loads for the first time, it checks for session. If the user session exists, the user is automatically authenticated. The session is updated and stored into the Constore service. If the session does not exist, it tries the silent native authentication that's in the operating system level. If it fails, it will try using the UI web authenticator. If all fails, then the authentication is rejected. I'll show you how to use Facebook authentication in Crosslight apps. I will try to log in using the Facebook authentication on my iPhone. I will click this button here, login with Facebook. So as you can see, I've authenticated with Facebook and my profile picture shows up in the app. This also integrates to the profile management we have set up here. But of course, since you're using social authentication, you cannot change your password here. But this is to show that our social network services works flawlessly and seamlessly. What happens when I kill the app? Since I still have a valid session ready, just like I was discussing before, the app automatically authenticates with the Constore service and logs me in. But if I hit logout, my session will be invalidated, and when I kill the app and goes back to the application, I will need to re-log in. This authentication framework is available on Android and Windows Phone as well. Let's see what happens if I try to log in using my iOS simulator. A web view will be shown since it doesn't have the native Facebook authentication. I'll be authenticated and get the same result. This is what I mean by the fallback using web view. You have seen how Crosslight has enabled social login and has taken care of the graceful fallbacks used in social authentication. Of course, you can create your own social network authenticator and use it in Crosslight applications. We'll cover this in a separate video tutorial. To enable Facebook authentication, it's really simple. All you need to do is open up App Service in the core project and enter your Facebook app ID here. You will not need to do anything else on your end. This app service is located in the core project in the infrastructure folder. Now we're into the QA session, which will be around 10 minutes time. Please submit your questions at the right panel. Our panelists will help you to answer any questions you may have about Crosslight. Do you have any questions? Okay, David posed a question. In iOS, could the Facebook or Twitter auth happen without opening the web view? I mean, in iOS, if you log into Facebook or Twitter using the built-in functionality, it does not need to display a web view for the user to enter credentials. Yes, David. Just like the demo I showed earlier on my iPhone device, I'm running this app on my iPhone. This uses the built-in settings authentication. If this is not available, like in the simulator, that's why it opens up a web view. If not, it will authenticate directly using the small pop-up. This is what I mean by the silent or non-UI authorization and the UI authorization. The UI authorization opens up the web view, but if the settings is available, then it will authenticate using the dialog box. Usually it says the app would like to access your Facebook account. Okay, do you need a web service for the social network auth? Could the tokens be stored locally? The auths are stored indeed locally. And also the fallback is automatic. When one succeeds, it won't go to the fallback. This is the Facebook authentication for replication just now. The token is stored locally through iAccount service, but it's also safe in the web for security and matching. I hope that answers your question, David. Are there any further questions? Oh, another question from David. In the report service talk earlier, could the user of the device be able to export to another format of the generated report? Yes, of course, you can export to PDF, HTML, Excel, and popular image formats. I hope that answers your question. But directly from the device or from the web service? From the web, since the report is rendered on server-side. The report is rendered on server-side, David. In the demo I showed you earlier, since it uses server-side rendering, therefore you can view it on the device. It's done that way for best rendering results in all devices. Okay. Any plans to report the reporting service without the need of a report service? We will consider that in the future roadmap, because there are a lot of things to be considered, such as the editing experience and the viewing experience as well. Since the devices are quite small, we need to tailor the UI experience as well. But thanks for the suggestion, David. Okay. Have you considered implementing a built-in components into the Crosslight framework, like creating Excel, PDF files? Customers ask for this kind of functionality. Yes, some of these functionalities are already in our radar. We have a lot of priorities, but we will surely reach there in our upcoming roadmap. Since we plan Crosslight to be a holistic solution, providing you end-to-end mobile development experience. But thanks for the suggestion, David. Okay, let's wrap up the webinar. Crosslight 2 has now reached the Update 2 milestone. Expect lots of exciting updates, all available on 26th of June. We're going to provide new item templates for Visual Studio and Xamarin Studio as well. Crosslight mobile services will support modern async API methods. The datetime picker component for Android has also been improved. You can expect lots more of this UI stuff. You can find them all on our developer page. We will update the release notes each time a new feature or fix has been introduced. For example, like this enhanced datetime picker, and how to use the datetime picker in your application. If you haven't tried Client UI and Crosslight, you can download them today at intersoftpt.com/request-trial. If you have any pre-sales questions, feel free to email us at sales@intersoftpt.com. Post any technical questions you may have to intersoftpt.com/community/crosslight. Also, visit our developer center at developer.intersoftpt.com to learn more about Crosslight. Also, visit our samples at git.intersoftpt.com. To learn more about Client UI reporting just now, visit our page at clientui.com/reporting. Thank you for joining this webinar, and we'll see you next time.